Namaste, friends. Welcome. Today is exciting. It's my very last teaching assignment, my final class. So, welcome to this. Thank you for joining me. Today is New Year's Eve, and it is symbolizing all of the new beginnings that are coming up. We have solstice that just happened about a week ago, and the calendar new year, and then we have the lunar new year in a few weeks. So today I wanted to share with you a practice of embodying the new. So if you would join me, find a comfortable seated position on your mat. Go ahead and bring your hands together. Let your eyes relax and close. Find your breath. Let your hands rest on your heart. Feel the connection in your body from your crown to your root. Let your crown reach into the heavens, and let your root reach into the earth. You are a conduit between heaven and earth. Allow that energy to flow through you. As you sit in this space, ponder for a moment. What does it mean to move into a new version of yourself in love? How does heart-driven change feel different from mind-driven change? How do you open to your heart's desire? How do you soften into yourself? So often we create change from mind-driven control. We decide what we want and we do it. What would it feel like to you to align with your heart and let it lead you into change? In this practice, we will set the intention to open our hearts and root deeper into ourselves so that we can grow from a place of deeply seated self-love. And so it is. Take a deep breath. Lift your arms up over your head. Exhale, release your arms. Bow your head and honor your intention. To begin this practice, you can gather a few props. You will probably need a bolster, a couple of blocks, and a blanket. So I'll give you a second to gather those. And in the meantime, we're going to get ready for Supta Baddha Konasana, which we'll do on our bolster. You can do it flat on your back if you'd like to, but I like having a bolster. You position it just at the base of your spine. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. You can use blocks here to support your knees if you'd like, or if you'd like to have your knees fall open, you can. It's a little bit more of a stretch and it can be kind of intense. So you can position your blocks in any way that feels comfortable. And if you would like, you should be able to lay back on your bolster in this position. If you would like to wrap up your blanket to make a little pillow for the head, you can. I like to have my head flat. So get yourself all set up and gently, you can place your hands on the ground and gently lower yourself onto your bolster. Let your arms lay on the ground beside you with your palms open. This is our first heart opening position. We are connecting with our intention to lead with our hearts and root our new beginnings in our own love. So find your breath in this position. Allow your pelvis to soften and your low belly to soften with the breath. Let your neck relax. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw. Your shoulders and arms should gently spill over the bolster. Let them relax down. Feel free to close your eyes. This is a very gentle, soft way to open this practice. I'm not sure if you can hear the snoring noises coming from my little dog that's in the chair next to me. I swear it's not me. On your next inhale, if you would like to, take your hands and interlace them and place them under your head. If this doesn't feel good, you can keep your hands laying next to you on the ground. Gently turn your head to the right. And find your breath. Let your elbows melt towards the ground. Notice if you're holding any tension in your neck or in your shoulders or your upper back. On your next inhale, turn your head to center. Switch the interlace of your fingers and turn your head to the left. Notice if the side feels different. Breathe into any tension that you hold. Allow it to relax with the breath. On your next inhale, return your head to center and release your arms back down to your sides. Take a moment to feel the heart open, the supported body, and the connection to the earth. To get out of this shape, you can use your hands to bring your knees together, plant your feet on the floor, readjust your pelvis, and just wait here for a second. Let your knees fall to one side and gently let yourself come up to seated. Remove your blocks and remove your bolster. From here, we'll come on to hands and knees for cat-cow. And this is a great way to open up our spines. You inhale, arch your back. Exhale, and round your back. Find the rhythm of your own breath in this position. Feel free to rock back and forth. Really let your heart open to the front when you arch your back. And when you round your back, let that back heart space open into the heavens. On your next exhale, widen your knees, bring your toes together and sit back in child's pose. We're going to focus on pressing our chest into the mat. opening the heart in this direction. Keep your arms extended in front of you. Kind of walk your fingers forward and feel that real pull underneath your armpits. Let that heart space sink into the ground. Find your relaxed breath here. Feel your low belly expand into that space between your legs. If you'd like, you can rest your chin on the ground. And on your next inhale, lift your hips, let your arms push up a little bit further. Bring your feet in line with your knees into puppy pose. A little bit more of an intense stretch. The heart reaches to the ground. The chin rests on your mat if you can. If not, it can hover above the mat. Allow yourself to sink in to the ground further on each exhale. On your next exhale, bring your toes back together, sit back in child's pose, and come back onto all fours. Find your center. From here, take your right hand, reach up to the sky, and thread underneath your left arm. Allow your shoulder to rest on the ground. Use your left arm to support your body and help you twist open from the shoulders. Find your breath. On your inhale, push back up, come back into tabletop. And on your next inhale, reach up and thread your left arm through. Rest on the side of your head and your shoulder. Use your right arm to support you and help to turn in that twist. Notice if one side feels more tense than the other, and allow yourself to relax into the stretch on each exhale. On your next inhale, push up, return back to tabletop. Find your center. From here, we'll go into Sphinx pose. Come down onto your forearms and straighten your legs out. You can let your toes turn out, widen your heels to the width of your mat. Have your elbows directly under your shoulders and your hands spread on your mat to make contact and help you root in. Keep your neck in line with your shoulders. You don't need to look up. You can look straight ahead of you or slightly down. You want to feel the strength between your shoulder blades holding your head up. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. You're engaging that upper body. Use your hands to lightly press into the mat. And see how that feels on your pelvis. See if your pelvis is able to root into the mat. On your next inhale, allow your head to look down, bring your feet together, and come back into tabletop. Turn your toes under and press back into downward facing dog. In this position, imagine the heart opening towards the earth. Your hands are pushing away back into your heels. Let your shoulders be away from your ears. Find your breath. And look between your hands and walk your feet up. Gently forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And come into prayer pose. This part of our movement practice will be finding our strength. We've opened our hearts and reconnected with that source of energy. So now let your arms down to your sides of your body. Let your feet be hip width apart. Feel all the points of your feet in contact with your mat. Imagine roots growing out of the bottoms of your feet and your ankles growing up from your feet into your shins and your knees and your thighs, into your hips and buttocks, up into your abdomen, your chest, your shoulders, down your arms, out your fingertips, up your neck, and all through your head. That energy coming up from your feet feeds your whole body. Feel your solid strength in this position. Feel your rootedness. Feel your power. On your next inhale, take your right foot, step back to a wide stance on your mat. Your left foot is pointing forward. Your right foot is at a 45-degree angle. Your back leg is strong and rooted in. Imagine your strength is coming from your back heel up your back leg. And bend your left knee over your toes. Keep it in line with your toes. Lift your arms into Warrior Two. Gaze over your left fingers with strength and intent. We are finding our power. Lunge deeper into your left leg. Let the strength of your back leg anchor you. On your next inhale, bring your elbow to your knee and sweep your right arm up over your head and look up at the sky. Feel the stretch between your fingertips and your heel. Feel the strength in your side body. Imagine that you can slip a piece of paper between your elbow and your knee. That keeps your right side body fully engaged so that you can lift up if you need to. Find your breath. Build your strength. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat in high lunge. Step your feet back in plank pose. Push your shoulders up. Push the mat away from you. Find your breath. Lower down into chaturanga. Keep your elbows close to your body. Lower all the way down and press into cobra. Exhale and come back. Press into downward facing dog. Take this opportunity to open your heart again. Feel the warmth that we've created in your body. Inhale, step the right foot forward, sweep up, and open into warrior two. I'm going to switch directions. So your right foot is pointing forward, your left foot is at a 45-degree angle, right knee is bent at a 90-degree angle, arms are parallel to the floor, your gaze is over your right hand. Let your back leg be rooted and stable. Exhale, bring your forearm to your knee, sweep your left hand up and over. Keep your left side body strong. Gently lift your arm up off of your leg to test that. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat in high lunge. Step back into plank pose. Push the ground away from you. Exhale, lower into chaturanga. Inhale, press into cobra. And exhale, turn your toes under and press into downward facing dog. Use this pose to rest, reopen the heart, connect with your strength, connect with your body. On your next inhale, look between your hands, walk your feet up. Gently exhale and forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up and return to heart center. Now let's find ourselves again in Tadasana. Our feet are hip width apart. Our shoulders, our hips, our ankles, our knees are all in line. Base of our skull. Feel the solidity of your feet. Feel them root into the mat. Feel your breath come in and out of your body. Notice where it comes in. See if it can come into your belly and relax you. Notice if it feels tight anywhere. The next section of our movement practice is returning to ourselves. So we're going to practice tree pose, Vrksasana. You can, if you can put your foot up against your thigh. A lot of that depends on what clothes you're wearing. So that's pretty tricky for me with these pants on. But figure out where you're going to aim your foot. It can go on your calf. It can go on your thigh. It can go just against your ankle. You just don't want it right on your knee because that can put pressure. So figure out what level you want to be at. We're going to practice tree pose with our eyes open, and then we're going to try it with our eyes closed, which is a lot harder. So if you would like to start, for example, with your foot up on your thigh with your eyes open, and then with your eyes closed, if you'd like to move your foot down to your ankle, you can certainly do that too. So let's come in, find our balance on our feet, find a place that is about 6 feet in front of you to rest your gaze. Close your eyes here. Gently move from side to side. Feel your balance in your legs and in your body. You can open your eyes and then position your left foot rooted into the ground. Gently lift your right foot. We're going to be opening the knee as close to a 90-degree angle as we can. So find your spot that you want to put your foot, whatever is comfortable for you. Your root, your tree trunk leg is very strong. Your feet are planted firmly into the ground. Your hips are strong. Your hips are square with the front of the room. When you feel comfortable and have your balance, you can bring your hands to heart center. And then inhale, extend your hands up like the branches of a tree. Notice how your body responds to this extended position. Notice how your body sways and moves, much like a tree in the wind. When we were practicing Tadasana, or mountain pose, we didn't sway. We were grounded and we were solid. But in tree pose, we can move. Now let's practice with our eyes closed. You can gently close your eyes. You can completely close your eyes. If you want to move your foot down so you have a little bit more balance, you can do that. It's amazing how much more you sway when you don't have the visual input from your eyes. So let yourself play with it. Let yourself experiment. There's no achievement in this. We're just feeling how it feels. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your hands down to heart center. Try closing your eyes again here in this position. Might be a little bit easier without your hands extended. Gently open your eyes. Release your foot and stand in your mountain pose. Return to that solidity of Tadasana. Notice how your legs feel. Does one feel longer or stronger than the other one? Mine definitely feel different. Find your breath. Let it come back into your belly. Let your shoulders be lifted and your heart open. And then start to kind of move back and forth, exploring what balancing on the other foot would feel like. And when you're ready, move on to your right foot. Feel all the surfaces touch the ground. Gently lift your left foot, turn your knee out, and place your foot where it feels comfortable on your leg. Notice how your right leg, the tree trunk leg, has to strengthen and solidify. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your arms. And notice how you move. Notice how much work your foot does to balance you. How much it helps to stare gently at a spot on the floor that doesn't move. Let your breath be relaxed. Let your heart feel open. Now let's practice with our eyes closed. Gently close your eyes. If you want to move your foot down, if you have a little kickstand, you can do that. Close your eyes and feel how your body changes. You can bring your hands to heart center. Gently open your eyes and let your left foot plant next to your right foot. Come into your center and see how your legs feel. Do they feel more balanced? Does one feel different than the other? Release your hands and step your feet wide. We're going to be doing goddess squat, which I learned was called Utkata Konasana, which means fierce angle, which I thought was pretty cool. So you can have your feet turned out at a 45-degree angle. We're going to squat down deep so that your butt is as parallel to the ground as it can be. And with this, we're going to do some deep breathing. We're going to breathe in like that. We're going to do that several times. We're really going to push out and release a lot of this energy from our previous selves or the previous year. This is our new year, new start, heart-centered, heart-led growth. So We're going to do some big goddess squat, releasing energy. So breathe in. On the next inhale, exhale, deep squat, arms out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, relax. Going to come down into Malasana or a deep squat. You can use a blanket rolled up if you need, or you can sit on a block if that's more comfortable for you. Your hips or your feet are wider than hip width. We're going to come down, bring your hands into prayer pose, let your elbows press your knees out. Find your rooted center. In this shape. Let your heart open in this shape. Let your breath return to normal. Release your hands. Come back into seated. You can take your blanket out from underneath you. And face the side of your mat with your feet about shoulder width apart in front of you, and your knees at 90-degree angle this way. We're going to do knee dips to kind of relax our hips and our legs. We did a lot of strength positions in our legs. So just let your knees go from side to side. Let your feet roll. And then come onto your back into happy baby. Put your pointer finger and middle finger between your first and second toes. Grab your toes and let your feet reach up to the sky. And gently rock back and forth. Release your feet and prepare for Shavasana. If you need a blanket or pillows, you can set yourself up so that you're comfortable and warm. Come to lie down on your back, on your mat. Let your feet fall out. Let your hands and arms rest comfortably on the ground. Let your breath be quiet and natural. Imagine that you're laying in a soft, pillowy memory foam you sink into. It takes the shape of your body, it supports you and hugs you. Your body can just melt into that soft cloud. While you rest in your soft, pillowy goodness, imagine that your heart space is the highest point of your body. Imagine that your heart is like a sparkling jewel that radiates out of you and lights the way for all of your intentions. And directs you as you move forward in life. Your heart is a beacon that calls love and support into your life. Let your heart lead you through this world. I invite you to start to introduce movement back into your body. Gently wiggle your toes and your fingers. Place your hands on your heart space. Gently open your eyes. When you're ready, roll to the side and come into a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart again. Close your eyes. See if you can feel your heartbeat with your hands. See if you can feel your heartbeat in other parts of your body. This practice is a gift of self-love. All change, all growth, when from a place of self-love, is nurturing to our souls. Love is the sunlight and water that feeds our little seeds of intention, our goals, and our ideas. Let us be gentle with ourselves and with one another. Let us love our gifts as they come forth into the world. May your love radiate to your outside world and your inside world. Thank you. Namaste, friends. Thank you for joining me.